Let's make some homemade sauerkraut. I'm having to whisper in this video because I do have a sore throat and can't talk very well. But I wanted to make a video addressing all of your guys' questions. That way, if anyone else has those same questions, I can just refer you guys to this video. Question 1. How do you store it when you start eating it? Place it in the fridge with a loosely fitted lid. If the lid is too tight, then it will explode after a while from all the gases. You could also choose to burp it every few days if you want to put the lid on tight. Question number 2. Does it need to go in the fridge? It only needs to go in the fridge after it is done fermenting. So once the sauerkraut is to your desired flavor or sourness, then store it in the fridge. Technically, you don't have to store it in the fridge, but it will continue fermenting out on the counter. When you put it in the fridge, you are just slowing down the fermentation process. Question number 3. How long does it last? I've stored mine for up to 8 months, but Google says up to 6 months. Number 4. How long does it need to sit on the counter for? It generally takes between 7 to 10 days to ferment enough to be ready to eat. But during cold seasons, it could take longer, and during hot seasons, it could be as quick as 4 days. Once it smells sour, then it's ready. It's also worth noting that right before it makes the shift into sauerkraut, there are a couple days where it doesn't smell very pleasant. That's usually how I know it's almost ready. Number 5. Do you burp it daily? You don't need to burp it unless you put a tight lid on. But if you are still in the fermentation process, just cover it and don't tighten the lid. You can either cover it with a tea towel or simply place the lid on top of the jar without twisting it tight. How long before you can eat it? I feel like I've already answered this one, so I'll give a quick recap. Normally, you can start eating your homemade sauerkraut once it has fermented for 7 to 10 days. It should have a sour smell. Do you just eat it on the side of other foods, or do you put it in or on something? We do both. We like to eat it as a side with salmon patties or sandwiches or maybe even a pot roast, but we also like to mix it in with white rice or teriyaki bowls. Can I use an airlock? Yes, you can. When I first saw this question, I assumed I knew what an airlock was, so I said no because it will explode, but I've changed my tune.
So this has been sitting here for about 7 days now. It smells so good. It smells like a saladito, like a dried salted plum or apricot. That's exactly what it smells like. It might smell kind of like a pickle. I wouldn't say it smells like a pickle, but it smells so good. So now now it's time to put it in the fridge. So now I can put this band on here, and I'm gonna put it not tight, just snug enough to where if it falls over, it's not going to spill juice everywhere, but it still allows the gases to seep out. If you want to put the lid on tight, that's fine, but you're going to need to burp it every few days. Otherwise, you're going to have an explosion in your refrigerator at some point. But yeah, that's it. Happy sauerkrauting, guys.